It's Tuesday the 17th of May 2016 inside the premises here at Dublin Castle. In a little while, Garda Siochana sergeant inspectors, the hypocrites, are going to be organising a protest here to the Dáil on a number of issues, but one of them being money. They have a cheek going out now protesting, looking for money. They're not even doing the job they're being paid for, and they're complaining also that there's not enough Garda Siochana in Ireland. They need more. The problem we have here is we have plenty Gardaí. They're just not doing the jobs that they're paid to do. Taxpayer is paying them to do a job and they're not doing it. And the reason there's not enough Gardaí out on the beat and out doing their job is they're all tied up in paperwork in offices framing people. I have a file here, it's a small file of some of the paperwork I have since I came back to this country in 2005, where I've been framed by the Gardaí on a number of occasions, twice in 2007 by An Garda Elaine Gordon from Dunlow Garda Station in Donegal, where she tried to drive me off the road in Fintown. I have Garda Finnerty from Kilmainham, 2007, who brought me to court for failing to produce documents when all documents had been produced in Salthill Garda Station in Galway. And then we had Garda Patrick Tarrant in 2008 on when I just returned from Donegal and back to Dublin after attending the launch of a book by a well-known detective, ex-detective, retired detective in Donegal in relation to the Father Green case. And I was taken in and car taken off me, and I was framed up on charges of drink driving, and it took 4 years for that case to be struck out. Here we have all the paperwork here. Then we have in 2014 where a family member has been targeted, where Garda Síochána officer Derek Brereton from Pearse Street Garda Station in Dublin appeared at the district court, where he obtained a summons based on blatant lies. The paperwork is all here, where he brought a family member to court, appeared in court as a Garda witness, appeared in court as a Garda investigator, and appeared in court as a prosecutor of the case. This is totally in contrary to Article 6 of the Council of Europe Convention for the Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms. And every day in Ireland, in the district courts in Ireland, we have blatant cases where for Article 6 of the Council of Europe Convention has been totally ignored by An Garda Siochana. And in this particular case, where a family member was framed, he was found guilty on a Friday, and an appeal was immediately launched. And all of a sudden the judge had reversed her decision and then asked for the case to be put back to the DPP for the following Wednesday. And I have all the paperwork here from the DPP's office, where the DPP had clearly stated very earlier in the case, when I had contacted the DPP on behalf of this member, had clearly stated that he had nothing to do with this case whatsoever, and the Gardaí were prosecuting. So when Wednesday came, they weren't able to re-enter the case with the DPP, and the case was struck out of court. Now this case went on from February 2014 until July 2015, and a blatant frame-up of a young member of my family. Also, I've had complaints gone into the Gardaí, my partner has complaints gone to the Gardaí, 2012, 2013, 2014, and all this stuff is being ignored by Gardaí, where they don't even take statements. We've also another case from the same family member who they tried to frame at the district court, where he was recently mugged in the street, and his phone was taken in cash, other valuables. And it was reported to Store Street Garda Station, and to date we are still waiting for them to take a statement or report on what investigation took place. Garda are not doing their job in Ireland. Families, people like myself who protest, are being targeted by An Garda Siochana. A massive cover-up by Garda Ombudsman, plenty of letters here, the Garda Ombudsman. What the Garda Ombudsman is doing is sending the complaints back to the Garda Siochana. And in one case I have here, a complaint was sent to Kevin Gralton, Superintendent Kevin Gralton, and Mountjoy, and when he came to investigate, he was at Store Street Garda Station, which is actually where I was putting in the Gardaí I was complaining about. So I'm here today to have a few words with the Garda Síochána and the hypocrites that they are out protesting. And we also have other protesters in Ireland now who are out and being targeted by these same people who are out today protesting for what they feel is their rights. What about our rights here in Ireland? Garda Síochána are doing absolutely nothing for us, and they're an absolute disgrace. My very very first experience of a frame-up by An Garda Siochana in Ireland was in County Donegal in 1975 when I was a school child. I returned from school. I was at the secondary school in Dunlow, and I just returned home in the afternoon, and I had two Gardaí waiting for me in the house. I was taken without any adult member from my family to the Garda station, but I was accused of breaking into a neighbour's home. Now the neighbours in this case were three old women who lived in a thatched cottage, very, very old women. I think it was a mother and two daughters or three sisters, not so sure, and they were lovely old ladies. The matter of the case was, it was put to me that their house was broken into, £365 was stolen, if I remember the figure correctly, and I was accused of this theft. I was grilled for a good couple of hours, and I was threatened with all sorts, being put into care, reformatory homes by An Garda Siochana, and eventually I was taken back up home. Of course I didn't admit to anything because I didn't do anything, and I discovered later that this was all part of a frame-up that included my uncle, Peter Park. The outcome of this case was, when the Gardaí seemed to satisfy themselves that I wasn't involved, it was later discovered that the son of a prominent businessman in our parish, Annagry in County Donegal, had robbed these two lovely, lovely old ladies. That was my first experience, and a terrifying experience for a 15-year-old to be stuck in Annagry Garda station for a good number of hours without any adult, all totally illegal, and they tried to frame me with the theft from this house. This is An Garda Siochana, and that was my first experience of an attempt by An Garda Siochana to frame me in Ireland. Nothing has changed.
More Gardaí, we need the Gardaí we have to do the job they're doing. They're supposed to do, not framing people. Second biggest criminal organisation in Ireland, behind the Catholic Church. Siochana, lying to get a summons to get a young man that had no convictions, convicted in the district court in Dublin. Lied to get a summons, put him through all this in Ireland. All blatant lies from Garda Derek Brereton, Hare Street Garda Station in Dublin. Judge found him guilty on a Friday and had to reverse her decision, and the case was struck out the following Wednesday when I put into the court that this was contrary to Article 6 of the Council of Europe Convention for the Protection of Human Rights and Fundamental Freedoms. That's only one of the cases that I have going back to 1975, with Garda frame-ups in Ireland. Loads more. Gardaí are out looking for more money. They're looking for more Gardaí on the street. There's plenty of money. The reason Gardaí are tied up is they're tied up in paperwork, tied up in courts framing the people of Ireland. Hypocrites out now protesting, and people out on the streets being targeted like myself who are protesting, trying to frame me. Now they're out protesting. These people are supposed to be on our side, tied to the people of Ireland, and they're framing innocent people. Framing innocent people. Every day, lying on oath, lying to get summonses. Blatant corruption. Plenty of paperwork here. This is only a small file of 3 boxes I have at home. Welcome to 2016 Ireland.
Here we are now, we see a few of them gathering. We're going to head up to the Dáil, and we'll be up there now in a while as well. There's no point in doing any protest while they're walking along the street, so we'll get them at the Dáil again. Interesting here that with all RTE are here, and a lot of the main media here, and to hear what I have to say, and nobody's asked to see, nobody wants to know. But the fear factor in Ireland and the cover-up in Ireland, go hand in hand. May be afraid, they may not want it, they just don't want to take on the Gardaí. They don't want to believe just how much corruption is going on and just how corrupt this country is. But so we're here to tell them anyway, and we'll go now to the Dáil and be up ahead. Probably what's most shocking here at the moment is, I don't know what's going to happen at the Dáil, but there's not one protest group here to organise a counter-protest against these people, despite all that is known about these people and how corrupt they are. Shocking that there's no one here actually doing a counter-protest, but they may turn up at the Dáil. Look at this, the amount of Gardaí that are out here today on protest, and the amount of Gardaí that are policing this. And these are the people that are supposed to be out protecting us. And look at them up here complaining. What are they looking for? Money. All about money. What about all the crime now that's taking place when these boys are out here looking for money?
Jump in.
We risk our lives doing our job. I would be risking my life if I was in their cells, and often have been risking my life. That's it, look at them, breaking the law every day on a grand scale in the courts in Ireland by turning up as investigating officers, as witnesses for the prosecution, and as prosecutors. Prosecutors being officers of the court. This is the same lot that be out in force in the streets of Dublin, intimidating protesters who are walking the streets like they are today, blocking traffic. Have a look at this.